Hello and welcome to Crypto Traders. This is a place where we eat, drink, sleep, dream, trade, and invest in cryptocurrencies. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, click on that subscribe button, and also click on that little bell next to the subscribe button so that you're notified every time a video has been uploaded. But you can also stay connected with us. Check out our website. It's CryptoTradersRoom.com and sign up for our mailing list. But you can also find us on tons of other social media sites. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat, and our handle is CryptoTradersRM, and the RM stands for room. But welcome. We got a couple of viewers today, so don't be shy. Definitely say what's up. The more interactive this live stream is, the better. If you got any questions, please ask them. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. So let's take a look at the overall picture of some of the cryptocurrencies. And we're looking at Crypto Watch, which is cryptowatt.ch is their website. It's a really great charting system. But it looks like today's winner is Ethereum Classic, up 14%. But today we're going to be, doing a little bit of scanning, looking to see what's a great buying opportunity, looking for a great setup. And if the setups are there, I'll definitely get into a trade. But, if we don't find any good setups, there's no sense in me buying and hoping that something goes up. Milaz, good evening, buddy. Thank you for joining from Australia. Or Mel, I'm sorry. I'm used to calling you Milaz. So what I have open today is I have Bitfinex open, I have Bittrex, and then I do have 3 of GDAX. And basically just for the 3 cryptocurrencies that they offer, Litecoin, Ethereum, and then as well too. So I definitely like to be able to see the overall prices of those cryptocurrencies instead of having to switch back and forth. Because if Bitcoin starts going up, some of the alts are going to start going down, and that's a great opportunity to look for something to get into. But if you guys were watching Ethereum yesterday, which I was not watching it, we did have a nice drop on GDAX to $47.25. So that's a really nice heavy drop from the 40. But Bitfinex, which usually Bitfinex, the price is a little higher, and that's where I did the arbitrage a couple of days ago. Moving some of the Ethereums that I bought on GDAX at a very low price, and then moving them over and selling them at a higher price. But on Bitfinex, it actually did drop to $45, and that wasn't something I was watching, but that would have been even a better buying opportunity than GDAX. You would have got it for $2.25 less. But right after that drop, it did go right back up to 50. So a $5 profit per coin there would have been a very nice profit within a couple of seconds. And Bitfinex needs to be acting up a little bit. That's a problem with some of these exchanges. If they're not working properly, it's hard to gauge a good entry point. It's got to really work seamlessly. But Milaz, how are some of your trades going? Anything good that you got into where you were able to exit out with a profit that you want to share with us? Yeah, Mel, it could definitely do that. Like I said before, when BTC goes up, all the alts are going to go down, and then vice versa as well too. When BTC goes down, alts will go up. So it's really good to look at, what Bitcoin's actually doing to determine if your alts are going to go up or not. That's a good way of gauging. And then, looking for an exit if Bitcoin is going down where your alts are going up. Logan, welcome, buddy. It's great to see you on this. Who else do we have on here? Mel, Logan's on here. I know we got a couple other viewers. If there's anybody new, definitely say what's up. Don't be shy. It's a great community we got here. And definitely check out our website, CryptoTradersRoom.com. Sign up for our mailing list and definitely find us on a lot of the other social media sites. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope. Definitely feel free to tweet it out to your friends. And if you guys see a good entry, something that's something that's dropping, something that's going up really good, went up parabolic and then it decided to pull back, let me know and I'll take a look at that and see if there's a good entry. And that would be anything on Bittrex, Bitfinex, as well as GDAX. I do have Gemini up, but Gemini really doesn't have much of a movement, and there's only two currencies that you can trade. But we did have a drop for on Gemini yesterday. But yeah, if anybody caught that drop, either on GDAX, Gemini, or even Bitfinex would have been better considering it dropped to exactly $45 price point. Henry, welcome, buddy. But yeah, Bitfinex doesn't seem to want to load the chart, unfortunately, so we might not be able to look at Bitfinex. Let me try hit and refresh. Ethereum Classic is definitely making a nice run. I think 290 that I saw it yesterday or the day before yesterday, 350 today. But on Bittrex, I'm currently looking at just the top 36 in volume. That's currently what I have up at the top. Volume is very important when you're trading. I mean, you can look at something and it's up, 30, 40, 50%, but the volume is very low. So there's no sense of even trying to get in because you might not be able to get out. Or the bid might be very low if you try to get in, or if you're in already, the buyers might be offering a very low price than what it's actually worth. But with volume, you're able to get in and out very quick. But basically, on Bittrex, what I'm looking for is just the top 36 coins for volume, trying to see what has gone up so much and what has dropped so much. If something goes up drastically, I'd be looking for a nice pullback, especially with volume. On a nice pullback, that's when traders are really looking to get in. Yeah, Henry, PIVX was down probably 15% today. I think to like 131,000 satoshis. I was looking to get into that. If it pulled back to probably like the 115, 110. But it's been pretty flatline recently though. But Crown seems to be the big winner, up 29.6%. And the big loser on the top 36 seems to be GNT and Gollum, down 13%. Yeah, if we can get a pullback on Ethereum Classic on Bitfinex to at least a $3 range, I'd be looking to get into that. But let me know if there's anything you guys want me to cover as I'm just kind of scanning, looking at different price points and look to see if there's a nice entry. Yeah, it looks like Litecoin is making a run back up after I think it dropped to close to 10 bucks. It dropped to. Set 72% gain on Ethereum Classic, Logan. That is sweet. It's great to see that you're locking in some profits and then use those profits to find a good entry with. That's definitely what trading's about. You got those 72% gainers. Lock in those profits. Don't get greedy. What was your entry on Golem? I'm not sure what the price difference is between Bittrex and Poloniex. My computer's starting to slow down a little bit with having too many of the chartings up. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chart systems from a platform, so it's going to run it a little slow. Mel, yes, I can definitely do that. Now I know with Axe, they don't offer a stop loss limit. They did in the past, and they kind of took that away. And I covered that a while ago. But basically what you're doing limit is, let's just say hypothetically, I'm just going to make up the numbers here, that Ethereum was at 50 bucks and you bought it at 45, so you're at $5 per coin. You're getting ready to leave your computer. What you would do is put a stop loss in at whatever price point that's under $50 but above your purchase price of 45. So let's say hypothetically you put in a $48 stop loss. So what that would tell the exchange is, if Ethereum drops to 48 or below, it's going to execute that trade automatically for you. Now, as long as it stays above $48, your trade will not be executed. So you're kind of protecting yourself just in case it does drop to the $47, $46, $45 price range, where it'll execute that trade for you instantly at 48. But let's just say hypothetically you put in a stop loss for $49.95 and it's at 50. More than likely it's going to get executed very quickly. It's only a 5% price difference. Let me know if that's clear for you, Mel. If it's not, I'll explain it a different way. But stop loss sometimes can be beneficial. Sometimes it can definitely cause the price to drop heavily, especially 2 or 3 o'clock at night when nobody's really watching it. They all have stop losses in, and if the price drops, it can start triggering all the stop losses to be executed, which would then cause a further decline. But Litecoin was definitely making a move up to 1140. Let me know if the audio is also echoing, guys. If you're hearing double speeches from me. Now, Mel, there's also what's called a trailing stop loss. And there aren't really too many exchanges that offer a trailing stop loss. I know Kraken offers it, but a trailing stop loss, it would tell the exchange to trail, whatever cryptocurrency you're in by a certain amount. So I'll use the same example that I used earlier. So let's just say, you bought Ethereum at 45, it's at 50. You can say, you know what, I want it to trail by $2. So, considering, you're putting in a $2 price difference, your stop loss is at $48, considering the price is at 50. As the price moves up, it'll always trail it by $2 until it decides that Ethereum was going to come back down and pull down. So let's say it gets up to $51, then your stop loss would actually move up to $49 because it's still $2 price difference. If Ethereum stops at 51 and starts to turn around and come down, your stop loss is still set to that $49. It's not going to move down at all. It can only move up with it as the price of Ethereum goes up by the difference of $2 or whatever you decide to set it for. But as it starts to come down and it gets close to 49 and breaks 49, then your price will be executed at 49. So that's called a trailing stop loss. Yeah, the trailing stop loss I like. I use that a lot when I'm trading stocks and the price is actually moving up. Because like I said, when it moves up, pretty fast, it's only going to pull back down, and you don't want to get caught on the pull down if you don't have that trailing stop loss set. So a lot of times, if I see something moving up way too fast, too quick, I'll use like a 50-cent stop loss, a trailing stop. So it'll trail it real quick by 50 cents, and as it turns around and starts to come back down, then my price will be executed. But yeah, I think Logan, GNT right now on Bittrex is 8,196 satoshis. But also, let's take a look at Bittrex and see what's really gotten beat up. I know some of the coins that Poloniex was delisting got beat up pretty bad yesterday. And we're still looking at volume, so it's still top volume. But I'm going to go ahead and just change it to percentage change. Really nothing. 27% is the lowest decliner. Not like yesterday where things were down 50, 60, 70%. Big winner Rise up 100 and almost 109%. Cure got a thump. Let's take a look and see what Cure is doing. Down 50%. I'm assuming yesterday down 50% because today's only down a little under 9.5. And Bittrex seems to be very slow. Yeah, definitely took a big hit. Looks like from 110,000 satoshis down to 4,135 satoshis. Volume is still low though. 5.23 BTC in volume. That's low. Now, if it drops, maybe 2,500 satoshis, then that might be not a bad entry. But if I buy it now, I'd be flatline for a while unless I just kind of cut my loss or take a little bit of a gain. Yeah, Logan, I don't know if you use Bittrex, but Bittrex was the same thing yesterday with those coins that are going to get delisted at I think beginning of May. Yeah, they all took a hit, every single one of them. We're going to take a look at Rise because it's up a lot. See if we can get a nice pullback. Also, take a look at the volume on it. But I mean, I'll trade anything that has a good setup. It's got the volume that I'm looking for. It's got the volatility. I can care less what the coin does, to be honest with you. It's mainly going to be in and out type of trade. The chart on Bittrex, it's horrible. I mean, it's great they got a charting system, but it's not that great. What's frozen me, Laz? The Google Hangout or the live stream? And I'm just setting the RSI right now. I mean, you can really set it to anything you want. They had it set to 80 and 20, but 70 and 30 is a pretty safe bet. And we're going to make the overbought in red and then oversold in green. Yeah, Logan. I mean, it's great that India is legalizing, Bitcoin. I think every country needs to follow that path and not try to choke it out of existence. In order for me to even look into getting into to Rise, I would need to get a pullback to the 675. That's where a majority of the consolidation happened. That's a very good support there. So anywhere in 675 range, 675 looks like a good amount of consolidation. So that's the entry I would be looking for Rise. But yeah, if you guys are watching this, please click on that like button. We got 5 watchers on this. Don't be shy about hitting that like button if you find this information helpful. But if you're new, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on that subscribe button as you're watching this video. And don't forget to click on that little bell so that you're notified every time a video is uploaded. And then check us out on our website, CryptoTradersRoom.com. And sign up for our mailing list. We'll be sending out some great information. And then we're also on just tons of other social media sites on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat. Our handle is CryptoTradersRM, so feel free to follow us on those social media sites. But if you're new, definitely say what's up, get your name out there, become a regular. And in a sec, I would be looking for, actually, I like this charting system because I could actually draw a bunch of stuff on this. But I'm looking at that $3 to $2.95 range. Now, if we can get a pullback to that level, I'd probably get in with a thousand Ethereum classics, maybe more depending on where the RSI is. And I don't know if you guys can see the chart, but RSI, when it topped that at, let's see, there was a high, 357 was a high. RSI was actually above 80. And that's why we're getting a nice little pullback, because it's overbought. But with RSI at 40, 35, that'd be a good opportunity to take a look at it and get it in, find a good entry. But that's an entry right there that I'm looking for, right where the circle is, because that's really from there that it really started on an upward trend. And of course, same thing right up here at the top. That's where RSI actually hit above 80. Looks like 80, possibly 82. 82, 83 was RSI. And as you can see, it definitely pulled back right from that high there. And then it got to $3.20, and that's where RSI was right about 40. So, from 320 to about 357, hit above 80 again, touched just at 80, basically. All right, Logan, thanks for joining, bud. Yeah, I'll be doing this to about 11:30. I'm sorry, 11 o'clock. I'll be doing this till, I think that's what time it's set for. All right, let's see with Litecoin. It is starting to pull back, and it's pulling back very nice. Topped at 1140, hitting 1190 chart. So those are pretty ugly looking candles. I mean, completely solid, not much of a wick or a tail. But I've had this entry for about 3 days. But if we get to 10, then I think I'll be looking to buy in a little bit. So right now there's about a 58 cents diff for Litecoin. And it doesn't seem like my charts want to. All right, so RSI looks like on Litecoin, it's flattened out at 45-ish. But volume is definitely picked up. But let me know if you guys have any questions, because I am having difficulty with some of the exchanges loading properly. So Bitfinex doesn't seem like it wants to load. And that's really where majority of the funds are that I have. You guys are being quiet in the chat. Let me know if you have any questions. Omar, welcome. I know I've seen your name on this live stream before, and I know you're a subscriber, so definitely welcome. I appreciate you joining. Let me know if you have any questions, bud. I'd be happy to answer them for you. No, you have a bid in for your fourth BTC. I'm assuming fourth entry. So you've entered, exited, and this is your fourth time. What's your entry? And then if you don't mind sharing, why did you pick that entry? And also, if there's anything you guys want me to cover, you know, after the fact that this video has been posted, because I know you're not able to read some of these chats, leave a comment below. What you want me to, what you would like me to cover. What you would like to see improved. I'd be happy to cover some of those things that you guys want me to cover. Omar, Ethereum Classic at this point, probably not. If we get a nice pullback to the $3 range, I would be looking to get in. For some reason, though, my Bitfinex platform is not working properly for me to see what the actual price of it is on Bitfinex. But it's up pretty good. Yesterday I saw it at 290-ish, saw it at 266, and then it really started making a run. But yeah, currently Ethereum Classic is at 344. So it's up 11%. You don't really want to buy at the high unless the RSI is, close to 30. And that can happen, where it'll be up significantly, but RSI is still low. And RSI at 30, indicates that it's oversold. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Bitfinex chart on Crypto Watch for Ethereum Classic. So Mel, why 1,209? What do you see at that price point? And I'm not sure what exchange are you using right now to trade Bitcoin? I'm not sure if you're using Bittrex or if you're using GDAX. Mel, you need to get a VPN, and you can trade on any exchange you want. Yeah, it's only going to be a matter of time before Gemini. I don't really know if they're in Australia. I know there are tons of places abroad, and Coinbase. It's only a matter of time before they venture out there. So there's that $3 range that I'm looking for, ish $3 range to kind of get in. That's where a good amount of the consolidation happened. So that's going to be an entry point for me to kind of look at. If it gets down to that price point, RSI should be at least below 35. And I know sometimes you're not able to see my cursor, so I'll go ahead and put a circle right at that price point. Yeah, no, if you're trading on all the others, definitely think about arbitrage. Definitely use that to your advantage, especially if there's a huge difference in price. Yeah, the one problem is just the price is too high. So I mean, I can buy Bittrex, transfer it to GDAX, but then I'm down, whatever the price difference is. If I see where Litecoin is just about the same price, I would definitely buy it on Bitfinex and then transfer it. But no sense of buying it high and then transferring it to an exchange that's offering it for a lower price. That kind of defeats the purpose of taking advantage of this price difference. No, you're right, Milaz. That's where the issue would come in. If you can't sell for fiat and kind of sit on the sideline and wait, your best bet is, to get into alts when Bitcoin is going up and they're coming down, and then vice versa when Bitcoin starts to go down and the alts go up. Try to sell at the high before Bitcoin makes a turnaround for the upside. Your Gollum trade hasn't hit yet, Logan. I'm assuming you're on Poloniex, right? Or are you also using Bittrex? GCR. I'm not sure what GCR is. Or do you mean decreed? DCR? Using both exchanges, that's good. Yeah, the more exchanges you're using, the better. I'm going to start looking at Kraken as well, too, um, just so I have another option. But yeah, if you guys see any good setups on Bittrex, let me know. And I'll be happy to take a look at it and see if it's a good setup, something good to get into. GCR, I've never heard of it. Global Currency Reserve. I doubt they're on Poloniex. I mean, I can open up Polo, but then my system is just going to run very slow since I have 6 other exchanges up. Really 3 other exchanges. It's just that I have the 3 cryptocurrencies for on GDAX. All right, so GRC is on Poloniex. I'm sorry, on Bittrex, down about 2.5%. What was your entry on GC? Actually, GCR stands for Gridiron Coin, and I've bought this before on Poloniex in the past. I got in at 800, and I think I sold it like 950. I have to like take a look at the. I know my entry was 800, and then got out at like 950, and then it ran up pretty good. A lot of the trades that I got out of after taking a profit, they ended up running up a lot higher. 2Give was one of them. I bought 2Give at 30 satoshis. I was looking to sell at 60. It hit 50, it came back down, and then I just kind of got out at 40 for a 33% gain. And then just I think this morning it actually ran up to above 60, just like 63. But yeah, GRC, I see it as Gridiron Research. GCR, GCR, my bad. All right, let's take a look at GCR. It is on here. Yeah, Bittrex is slow and stuff. I feel like I'm on dial-up. So 1616 entry. Uh, did you just recently buy that, or have been holding it for a while? Yeah, not much volume. 5.96 BTCs in volume. So you could be sitting at that 1616 for a while, unless volume really picks up. And I did get out of my Uno position when I bought Uno at 391,000 Satoshis. I actually sold them at, I think, 650,000 Satoshis. I got to look at the order book. But that was my exit about 2 days ago. Let's take a look and see what it's doing now. Yep, topped out at just above 650,000. Looks like it's pulling down a little bit. Yeah, volume on Uno is even low, 2.4. I mean, I have about 0.1508 BTCs to play with on Bittrex. So out of the 16 that I had, there's about, let's see how much didn't get executed. Yeah, it was only a very small amount. 0.01239999 didn't get executed, so that's kind of still sitting in the order book. But over 16 of them, Uno's got executed at that 650,000 satoshis. Yep, so my exit was 650,000 satoshis, and that was on the 17th. So from 391,000 to 650,000 satoshis, 16.11 of them got executed out of 16.15. Now, if we get a nice drop on Uno, I would definitely be looking to get back into it and take a very nice sizable position. But it'd have to pull back to at least a good 400,000 satoshis. So these are the top 36 that I'm currently looking at based on volume. And I'm just looking to see if anything's gotten really beat up and the volume is there. And there was that dip yesterday. And I mean, we're looking at a 15-minute chart. But even on the 1-minute chart, it was really two candles that brought down Ethereum on Bitfinex from about 50 to 45. So if you're not, sitting at a computer or you don't have a buy limit in there, there's no way to actually get into that trade. Because as fast as it came down, it came right back up. Yeah, it actually almost touched 51 bucks, $50.99. So it's, a $6 profit from that big drop is very significant. And the charting system on Bitfinex seems to be a little foobarred. It doesn't want to cooperate. But there's that drop right over here. And I mean, these are, I wish I could zoom into this. So you guys can at least see the crazy 2 candlesticks within a 2-minute time frame. All right, that's a better. But yeah, basically 2 candlesticks, really brought it down to that $45 price level. So a lot of selling. Volume was pretty high. But yeah, basically within 15 minutes of that drop, and got right down a little under 50 bucks. Let me know if you guys ever heard of RRT. I've actually never heard of it, um, but it happens to be on Bittrex with some of the top cryptocurrencies. I mean, it's only going for like under 10 cents. But I don't know why Bittrex would have it on there, considering they don't really have a lot of the the crap coins that Bittrex or even Poloniex has. Two orders for Golem, 11 BTCs and 10 BTCs. Did they already get executed, or is it possibly a fake wall? Yeah, that's the thing with some of these orders, unless you're really paying attention, especially, when they came on. Actually, one thing I'll show you guys on Bittrex that I found very interesting. That's why as long as Bittrex works properly, I really like their system. But they will tell me exactly, how many orders are there for the specific amount that wants to be bought. So a couple of them that I was looking at, I mean, there were like, 13 different orders for about 1,000 Ethereums. But then way down at the bottom of it, there was one order for about 10,000 Ethereums. So that was just one person putting up a huge wall. I know a lot of the other ones will not tell you. So right now we're looking at the order book on Bittrex, and as you can see, basically on the buy side, it tells you the total, but then it also tells you, the amount. So right here, basically, actually, I'm sorry, this is not for Ethereum. This is for RRT. But there's one person, 30,000 RRT order. But that's a big wall there. But they will tell me Let's actually look at something that we're familiar with. Let's look at Ethereum or Litecoin. All right, Bitfinex does not seem to load properly, but they do have a very handy tool in the order book that kind of tells you how many orders are put in at that specific price point and for how much of the coins. So if you see one person with if you see a large order and there's only, one count, then that's basically one person putting in that large order. Because I know with GDAX, we really had to pay attention to, how many were being added on in a matter of a split second versus how many were being taken off. So Bitfinex does make that a little easy to kind of differentiate if it's one person putting up a big wall or multiple buyers or sellers putting up that wall. No, what do you mean it's not Bittrex either? In what sense? Unless I missed a question. Let's see now if I understand your question. I was calling this exchange Bittrex. Which one? Because I do have Bittrex open, and I have Bitfinex open as well as GDAX. So when you say I was calling this exchange Bittrex, what exchange was I calling Bittrex? All right, so here we go in the sense of the order book that I was talking about earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this. So we'll look at the full book on the buy side and the sell side. Yeah, Mel, maybe I'm too old, man. It went over my head. I was calling Bitfinex Bittrex, was I? Yeah, probably I was, man. But yeah, if you guys hear me say something that's wrong, please correct me. Because a lot of times, I would kind of make my, find my mistakes from my headset, because usually there's about a 5-second delay. So I was able to hear myself of what I said previously in the past, and then I would kind of catch my mistakes. So definitely let me know if I make a mistake, or only humans. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the bids and the ask side, and take a look and see where people are stacked up and how many people are stacked up at that specific price point. So we're going to look at basically the count side. So on the bid side, the ask side, and you guys know what the bid and the ask is already. If you need me to explain that to you, please let me know. I'd be happy to. But you see on the left-hand side, it says count. On the right-hand side, it says count. So on the left-hand side for bids, on the right-hand side for the ask. So majority of them are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, because really there's only one person that's bidding at that specific price point, and how many they're looking to buy. So, we can see on Ethereum, there's somebody that wants to buy, 1,200 Ethereums at $50.31. And it's only one person that wants to buy that. Let me see if I can highlight this so you guys are able to see. So I don't know how this highlighting thing is going to work, but there is one person looking to buy 1,200 at the $50.36 price point. Let's scroll further. So that's a nice wall for one person to put up. And then putting up 1,200 at $49.45. So right here we have about 13 people that are looking to buy a total of 208 Ethereums for $46 flat. So let's take a look at the support. The support's really 45 bucks because that's really where it bounced from, and it bounced from it really nicely. So as we can see, we got 12 people looking to buy a total of 1,223.46 Ethereums at the bottom price of $45. So as time goes on, people are going to try to stack up on top of that. Let's take a look at the sell side. All right, so far the most is at $51.50. There's about 4 sellers that are looking to unload 1,252. So, if I was to see, one person looking to unload, over 1,200, that would throw some sort of a red flag for me, and I would say, you know what, let me figure out an exit plan, because that's a lot for one person to try to sell. But you also want to keep an eye on for something that just kind of sticks out. If there's a bunch of 200, a bunch of 150s, a bunch of hundreds, that could just be one person spreading out their order so they don't draw any type of alarm. But you also do have the option, and I don't know if you guys knew, to hide your order. So I can right now, if I had Ethereum or anything to sell on Bittrex, I can hide that order from the order book so that nobody sees it. But I do pay a higher commission to hide that order. So if somebody wants to unload, 5,000, 10,000 Ethereums, and they don't want to draw that red flag, but they want to unload it at one specific price, they could easily do that. And instead of them paying, 0.1 in commission, they actually pay 0.2 in commission. So the commission is a little higher when you actually want to hide your sell or buy order. But here we go. Here's a big order for one person. 335 Ethereums at $52.20. So there's only one seller at that price point for 335 Ethereums. So I do like this, instead of sitting there trying to figure out, okay, how many buyers or how many sellers are stacking up at this specific price point. I'm glad that, Bitfinex actually has that available. But let's look at the buy side, and as we go down further, you guys are going to see that there's just tons, so we got 7 buyers looking to buy 35,000 Ethereums at 0.011. It's never going to get to that price point, but somebody's just throwing in a very low ball offer and probably just letting it sit there. But yeah, I don't see it getting down to that price point. I think if Ethereum does come down, and it all really depends on the exchange. It's really got a very solid support in that $30 range, anywhere from 30 to 32. That's a very solid support. Yeah, it hasn't really broken below that price point after it came up from it. But we got about 8 minutes on this live stream, guys. So let me know if you have any questions. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to find anything good to get into. And that's going to happen. There's no sense of me getting into a trade and then hoping that it goes up. That's really not a good strategy. You definitely want to find a good setup. And if you find that setup, it's the best time to get in. But I will be paying attention to GMT and see if we can get a nice drop. It's got the volume to support it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to take a look at, Logan. I'm trying to see, my chart is just not working properly right now. I'm trying to find a good support line. Maybe I'll take a look at the 5-minute chart. Yeah, I don't know if Gollum was just recently listed on Bittrex, but I don't have much data for it. I know they've been around for a while on Poloniex. But on Bittrex, really on the, I only have 3 days worth of candlesticks. And the low is 7,302 Satoshis. So it's kind of hard for me to determine a good support. Yeah, there's not much data for it. But considering this is all the data I have, a good drop to 6,000 would possibly be a good entry. But based on this chart, what I have, it's basically bottomed out. Yeah, not much data here. And that's a problem when they're first listed on an exchange. Even though they've been listed on different exchanges for a while, you're not going to have a good charting system to kind of go off and try to plot out your support and resistance. No, Logan, I have not been trading every day, man. It's unfortunately, and this is something I love to do. It's just been kind of busy. You know what I'm going through. Trying to get our ducks in order with a couple other things I'm working on. But I do miss doing these live streams and trading. And I have traded a couple here and there. I just really haven't had the chance to record it. It's just kind of, my computer's up. It's just kind of a quick, I see something drop, I might get in and then kind of get out. But the day will come, Logan, where that's all we're doing is just, trading consistently, constantly. Once I get everything kind of taken care of that I've been working on. No, I got rid of all the F that I had. I don't know if you watched the arbitrage video. I'm sure you did. But the 150 that I had left over on GDAX that I purchased at 47, I moved over to Bitfinex and I sold them at different price points. 50 at $50. I sold another 50 at $50.20, and then the other 50 at like $50.27. Dylan, welcome. You're actually just joining us though, and I'm getting ready to get off. 11 o'clock was my time frame to get off of this, but I'll hang out for a little bit. Only for you, Dylan. So currently, right now, Logan, I am sitting in all cash. Unfortunately, it's not doing anything for me. But yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. It'll definitely make my day, and I would appreciate it. Does anybody still have a position in Ethereum Classic? Yeah, Logan, that's kind of what I'm waiting for too. When I started at 266 3 days ago, and I was like, let me wait and see if it pulls back a little further. At that point, RSI was still above where I wanted it to be, and then it just kind of made a run from that $3 290 price range again when I saw it, all the way up to 357. So even to get in at $3 and to get out at 350, 50 cents per coin, you buy 1,000, it's $500. But yeah, where the circle is kind of that I'm looking for, anything really below $3. I'm looking for an entry. Probably purchase if it hits three, probably purchase 1,000, and then if it starts to pull back even further to possibly another support line, add maybe another 1,000 to it. That would be the second one right up here, and that looks to be right about $2.77, $2.73, $2.75, somewhere in that range. That's a pretty good entry and exit. That's very good, Logan, man. That's very good. So have you totaled up your percentage gains? You don't have to you don't have to tell me the currency gains, but just your percentage gains overall from what you initially started with trading to currently what you have. Because you're probably up like I would off the top of my head I would probably say close to 450 to 500%. Because I know you've had some really nice some gains on your profit, even though they're small entries. Always look at the percentage gains. Don't look at the dollar amount, because if you look at the dollar amount, it'll be a little discouraging. You'd be like, oh, okay, I made $10. But if you actually look at the overall percentage, you can be like, oh, I made 60, 70%. You could do probably like a total of your percentage gains, possibly. I mean, if you know it off the top of your head. If you don't know it, that's all right. But I will be getting you guys a spreadsheet that will track your your gains, your losses, what coin you're getting into, what your entry was, what your exit was, and it'll give you a percentage for that specific entry. But then on the bottom, it'll give you the overall entry percentage gains and as well as dollar gains. $100 per week is a very, very good goal to set, and it's very realistic. It's attainable. You don't want to set unrealistic goals, and that's kind of baby steps. That's how you build that account to being bigger. Yeah, those 100% baggers, man, those are sweet. Good job, Logan. Great job, bud. Yeah, you can't beat that at all, man. And yeah, as long as you have a plan, once you get into a trade, just have a plan of exit, and don't get greedy. Don't hope and wish that it could go up to 200%. When you already made 100% profit. Yeah, it could go up, but it could also go down, and you want to lock in those profits. Unless you're a long-term holder and you're not really concerned about the up and down swings, then you wouldn't even really be looking at that coin on a candlestick chart on a day-to-day basis. You'd probably look at it like once a week or so. And hey, man, nothing wrong with a small trade. Just look at that 104% because that's amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of traders that will look at and be like, oh, you only made 30 bucks off that trade. 30 bucks is not much, but then you're just like, well, I put in 10 bucks and I made 30 bucks. That's a 300% gain. So when you tell somebody you made 300%, it's a lot better than saying, oh, I made 30 bucks, because they don't really know your entry. At what price point did you enter? So yeah, looking at the 104%, those are significant. And Logan, there's nothing wrong with being a long-term holder. Nothing at all. As long as the way I would look at it is, in my position, if I get into a trade, um, I'm always looking to lock in profits, but I'm also going to look at that RSI and see, okay, where is this RSI at? And if RSI is still low, and is considered, oversold, then I'll stay in that trade, because I know it's not oversold or overbought, where traders are going to be looking to get out and kind of bring the price down a little bit. That's the best thing, man. Don't go bust. Survive the game. Come back to it on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, the way you're learning, it's the best way. Very small. Small entries. You get that 100% profit. Take it, and before you know it, you're going to build up that account. I'm not sure what you started out with, but that account will be significant. It might take you a year to really build up something good. Have a very sizable account where you can actually then, after learning for about a year, that you can take a very nice sizable position on a trade, and be able to profit those 50-60% that you're profiting on those small trades, and then your gains will be very significant. But yeah, the way you're doing it is excellent, bud. Yeah, man, day trading is not easy. Nothing's easy. I think I said in my email that I sent you guys, if day trading was easy, everybody with an internet connection would be doing it. But that's not the case. It's hard. So that's why not everybody does it. But you got to have patience. That's the thing about trading. You got to have those patience, and not let your emotions take control and get into a trade because it's starting to run up. Because then it's just going to run back down, and if you don't cut your losses, or you don't take those little profits, that when it's starting to pull back down, that's when you end up blowing up your account. And I don't mean blowing up your account in the right way, like where you're making a lot of money. You're blowing it up to where you're losing the money. So that's why you guys see me, not really getting into trades on it every single day. You wait for the right setup, and if you see that setup, then it's a perfect opportunity to get in. But I'm gonna probably stay on this for about 3 more minutes to 11:15 Eastern time zone. It's actually about 4 minutes. No, Logan, 26% total profit. No, dude, that's not low at all. You're not in the negative. So I mean, even if you say it's a 5% profit, profit's a profit, bud. In the long run, as long as you're not losing money, nothing wrong with that. So 26% is not low at all, man. To be honest with you, think about 26% gain on $1,000 that you're playing with. That's $260. If you're playing with $10,000, that's $2,600. So 26% is pretty good. Yeah, any traders would be happy with that. But nothing crazy that's really dropping. But I don't know if you guys saw on Bittrex, I posted it on our chat, where they have Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin Unlimited, and they are actually trading on Bitfinex. So BCC, Bitcoin Core, is about $1,111, but the volume is low. I mean, the volume is only 6. And then BCU, Bitcoin Unlimited, is about, let's go back to that. It's about $139.99, volume of 39. But I was surprised to see that. Yeah, Logan, I mean, it could happen anytime. Bitcoin could explode in the right direction. Maybe hit 1400, 1450, and then pull back down to the 1200 range. All right, guys, I'm going to be signing off. I definitely want to thank you for joining. And if you're new, definitely subscribe and then click on that bell button so you're notified every time that I upload a video. But also stay connected with us. Check out our website. It's CryptoTradersRoom.com. Sign up for our mailing list. But also check us out on tons of the other social media sites that we're on. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat. And our handle is CryptoTradersRM. And the RM stands for room. But CryptoTrader is basically, it's a place where we eat, drink, sleep, dream, trade, and invest in cryptocurrency. So feel free to join us. But I want to thank everybody for joining. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Happy trading. Make sure to lock in those profits. Look at RSI and take advantage of those indicators that are available to you.